No, you do not have imposter syndrome. In fact, I'm willing to bet right now, you and me, at least $100, that if you are watching this video, you do not have imposter syndrome, and I'm going to tell you why. My name is Dan. I film videos for ENFPs and other NF personality types, helping you become the best version of yourself and create the most awesome life possible. And I do a lot with entrepreneurs. And one of the top things I hear from entrepreneurs is, I have imposter syndrome. No, you don't, okay? We're gonna dispel that myth right now. Excuse the anger, but you know why I'm angry? You know why I'm pissed off, actually? Is this imposter syndrome false belief is holding you back from delivering value and changing the world and doing all the stuff that you should be doing. And so it's kind of bullshit, and it's kind of making the world worse because you have some kind of gift you want to be sharing, and you have this whole imposter syndrome thing going on in your head, and that makes me mad, so we're going to get rid of that now. First things first. The actual definition of imposter syndrome is totally not what we're talking about here. Real imposter syndrome is a psychological term, and it's for high achievers who have achieved a lot and feel like they don't deserve it and they're a fraud and they're going to get found out. It usually is young professionals like the 28-year-old vice president of a company or someone like that, people who move up very fast. It is not applied to people starting out building their own business, let's say. We're going to talk to what people think imposter syndrome is, which is feeling like I'm not good enough to do this. I'm not ready. Who am I to be a freelance writer? Am I a good enough writer? Am I a good enough coach? Can I be a designer? I mean, what if my art sucks? What will people think? Okay, here is the deal. If you are not a sociopath, and especially if you are an NF personality, like an ENFP, an INFJ, an INFP, where you care about people, and you actually want to make the world a better place, it is 100% normal that you're going to doubt your ability and be a little anxious or nervous about being able to deliver. You know what wouldn't be normal? If you started a new business offering a service to someone and you were just like, nah, I'm good enough. I don't need to improve ever. I don't need to try hard. I'm going to be fine. That would be an issue. And you know what's the saddest thing about this though? Is the people who don't really care that much and they just sort of actually do have that ego where they're like, yeah, I'm good enough, they end up making a lot more money than the entrepreneurs who care and usually are much better. Now, I haven't graphed this out or done some studies or things like that, but I know a lot of very talented artists who massively undercharge because it just kind of ties in, like their obsession and their high standard for themselves makes them doubt themselves because their standard is like, boom, world class. So until they're there, they think, I'm not that good. And then you'll have people who are like, yeah, I took a online course on design and now I charge $80 an hour. Not very good, but no one can tell, right? And if you're one of those people who actually cares, you owe it to yourself and the world to actually go out and face those nerves, face that anxiety, and do the thing that you are nervous about doing. Because if you care about it that much, it is probably your gift to share with the world. And you really, really owe it to yourself and everyone else to be doing that. So I hope we're on the same page that feeling a bit of what you've been calling imposter syndrome is normal. Now let's get into what you should do about it. The difference between successful entrepreneurs and those who are sitting there being like, one day I want to do a thing, it's not the self-doubt or lack of. It's not the fear or lack of, or the anxiety or nervousness or the lack of. It's one person does it and they face that and they move forward. When I started as a freelance writer, I was terrified. My very first client I was so nervous about that I was in knots in my stomach for the 4 days between when I submitted the work to him and when he decided, oh, let's talk about this in person instead of just sending me a quick email saying it's good. So I spent 4 days thinking this work is terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I was so nervous. And that continued. Even after he said that was great, every project I was like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know. I have to make this so good. But you know what that resulted in? Some of the best writing of my life during that early period because I wanted to deliver so much. So what happens is you feel those nerves, you feel that fear, and you realize, no, that's normal. This Dan guy on YouTube, he's like, yeah, I'm supposed to feel this way. It's my body being like, yeah, this is important, up your game. right? If you didn't feel any nerves or anxiety about something, you probably wouldn't improve and really step up and do it well. So you then face that fear, you put yourself out there on your social media, you get your first clients, you do the work, and then each time becomes easier and easier. And then at some point you're gonna look and say, hey, I don't really get nervous anymore. Like, I'm a good writer, I'm a good coach, this is who I am. But you don't get that way by sitting around, wallowing in the fear, talking about imposter syndrome. You get there by doing, by taking action. And whatever you need to do that. You know, for me, it was a lot of Will Smith movies, Rocky movies, and anything else along those lines to kind of feel really pumped up and good. Maybe you need to have a few glasses of wine before you make your big Facebook post announcement to the world about your new business. Do it, whatever you need to do within reason and legality to get over that initial anxiety, because each step you take, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And so you've got to make progress. You've got to push forward. It is not imposter syndrome. It is a normal process. It is fear of something new and unknown, fear of judgment, and an anxious feeling because you want to deliver. And your body, your nerves is getting you ready, saying, hey, let's do this, let's get ready. That's it. Don't make it into more than it is. It's not a sign that you have some deep-rooted lack of self-esteem because so-and-so didn't love you enough or this and this happened. That stuff can be true too, and I'll do some more videos on confidence and things like that. You may or may not know my first 3 books were actually about confidence and believing in yourself. But when it comes to starting your own business, it really comes down to taking action and making progress, not some deep issue that is going to hold you back forever. Now, there may be someone out there trying to sell you an ebook on like how to defeat imposter syndrome or this or that, and causing that belief in yourself that then needs to be solved. That's an old marketing trick. You have this problem and I have this solution. But it's not. It's that you have to take action and move forward. Everyone has these feelings. Everyone, when they're starting out. It's just about facing them and moving forward and then sharing that gift you have with the world. That's why I'm angry, is these false beliefs and these feelings are getting in the way of you giving what you really owe to the world and getting out there. Thank you for watching. In the comments below, let me know what in this video, if anything, really hit home with you. My name is Dan. I am a longtime entrepreneur. I am an ENFP, and I publish new videos every week helping you become the best version of yourself, all while creating the most awesome life possible for you and those you love. So join the channel, join our inspiring community, and I will see you soon. Bye. One last thing, if you're an ENFP who loves being told how absolutely awesome you are and why you are the best in the world, well, head over to dreamsaroundtheworld.com/ENFP training, and you can get my free training series for ENFPs, where the first email is a pep talk. You'll see the subject line in your inbox, ENFPs are awesome. After you read it, reply to the email me back, and let me know what one of your favorite things to do is. See you in your inbox.